What if I told you the same government that says it's protecting us is actively figuring out how to control who gets to exist in this country and who doesn't? Because right now, we've got conversations about deploying ICE into airports, conversations about limiting who gets to vote, and people out here casually suggesting women shouldn't even have their own right to vote. And it's not being hidden. It's not like you have to go seek out this information and hiding it in documents. They're saying it out loud. So, welcome to March 2026. I'm Christy Chanelle, and this is Sassy Politics. Before I get into everything, I just want to take a second to say thank you. We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I know that might not sound like a lot or a big, large number, especially in all of the big, influencers out there that have like 1 million subscribers. Listen, I'm not going to compare myself to anyone but how I did last week. I'm going to compare myself to me. And so I think this is a big deal. YouTube is hard. It's definitely not easy for me. And it's also where I put my art. It's where I put the podcast. It's where I spend hours filming, writing, editing, researching, building something. And now there are 1,000 people that chose to be here. They chose to listen, to think, to question, to think outside the box. And on some days, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like a lot. It feels like I'm chasing a deadline every single week. And I am. I don't want to let you down. But I need that. I need that motivation to know that, people, if I'm going to build bonds and create relationships and build communities, I need to show up and I need to be here every week. It doesn't matter how hard it is to make that deadline. I try to do that for you. Because the second I schedule my podcast, it feels like I've accomplished something. Because this is where my heart is. This is where my passion is. And moments like this remind me that it actually can pay off. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. It's not just me anymore. This is us. Something happened this past Saturday, March 21st, and I feel like I want to talk about it. There was a post going around encouraging people, no matter where they were, to take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, from 12 to 12:05, and during those 5 minutes to repeat the words peace, love, unity, and respect. Repeat them over and over again. And of course I did it. I'm telling you, it felt really, really good. Now, whether you believe in prayer, energy, grounding, or just taking a moment to breathe, it all matters. We don't even have to agree on politics to agree on those 4 words, right? Peace, love, unity, and respect. We all want that, don't we? And if you take a second to just look around, you can feel that we're not getting that right now. Your intuition should be screaming, and I'm pretty sure it is. It's that human part of you saying, wait, this isn't good. This isn't right. We shouldn't be treating people like this. I know mine is all the time. It just doesn't feel grounded anymore. It doesn't feel peaceful. And it sure as hell doesn't feel respectful. And when you actually stop just for 5 minutes and really look, it becomes really hard to ignore. So I wanted to talk about that because I think we need more of it. And I think it takes all of us. So why not start here? And, if your intuition isn't screaming yet, let's go on a journey together. Let's look through the headlines that I've come across in the last week or two. Okay? I want to read something that was recently, like today or yesterday, posted on Truth Social by Donald J. Trump. Your president. I'm going to ask chat to read what the president just posted on Truth Social. Chat, would you read this clip right here?
Here's what was posted. If the radical left Democrats don't immediately sign an agreement to let our country, in particular our airports, be free and safe again, I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to the airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before, including the immediate arrest of all illegal immigrants who have come into our country, with heavy emphasis on those from Somalia, who have totally destroyed, with the approval of a corrupt governor, attorney general, and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, the once great state of Minnesota. I look forward to seeing ICE in action at our airports. Make America great again. President Donald J. Trump.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, I'm here to help.
All right. That wasn't subtle language. That is direct. It was in your face. There is no confusion there. There's no guessing. It's clear. ICE is not airport security. ICE is a federal enforcement agency under the Department of Homeland Security. Airport security is handled by a completely different agency, the Transportation Security Administration, two completely different roles. ICE already has limited presence in certain transportation settings, but they are not standard in airport security. So when you start hearing conversations about enforcement being inserted into everyday civilian spaces like airports, that's not normal. Now, lay that layer on top of this. The government is already dealing with shutdown-related strain. What we've seen happens when funding stalls and systems tighten. Airports start to feel it. I know I'm nervous even flying at this point. TSA workers are considered essential, which means they still show up, even when they're not getting paid on time. Staffing gets stretched, lines get longer, and we've all seen it. We've all seen the videos where these lines, especially DFW where I'm at, are huge. Tensions start to rise. So now ask yourself, why introduce immigration enforcement into that exact environment? Why escalate fear in a place that's already under pressure? This isn't just headlines. These are real people traveling. These are real problems that we are going to face. This is the human side of the headlines that I think is important that we talk about. If you have a trip planned, I know this is terrifying, right? It's already terrifying just being a human in this plane that we have no control over, right? That can just go down at any point or anything. These are normal fears that we have. So you add that into the fact of now just getting to the airport is scary because you don't know if you're going to be targeted for how you look. There's already delays. There's already friction and problems. I know you feel it. I know you do. This particular clip I'm about to show you really rattled me. It rattled me because as you listen, I want you to pretend it's someone you know and love. Okay? All right.
I'd like to share with you some very disturbing 911 audio that I just listened to.
Lake County Sensor Dispatch.
First of all, Lake County, Michigan Dispatch. This is supposed to be law enforcement taking a 911 call.
Yes, ma'am. This is Captain Triber at the North Lake Processing Center.
North Lake Processing Center. It's the largest Michigan detention facility in the state of Michigan, where 90% of the detainees have no criminal records.
We would like to request our third ambulance for today.
We'd like to request our third ambulance for the day at a detention facility. These are people who are awaiting their immigration processing. Third ambulance of the day.
Okay, 1805, right?
Yeah, 1805 West 32nd.
Okay.
Okay. She's really concerned, I can see. A 911 call to a law enforcement officer at a dispatch center.
Okay, and how's this one?
How old is this one? This one? Human being? Dog? What?
A 58-year-old Hispanic male.
And what's up with him?
I don't think I need to say anything else. What's up with him?
Abnormal EKG.
Is today EKG day?
Yes, apparently we're learning.
Is today EKG day? I guess they get a lot of heart-related problems at this particular detention center.
I don't fucking think so. This is so upsetting to me. If that was your dad, your mom, you, your child, that's how you would be treated. I need you to feel that, because that is what other people are feeling. That is the sound of people becoming numb to human life. And it's absolutely terrifying. And then we have this.
Breaking news, everybody. I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but it appears Mike Johnson got caught on a hot mic. He was asking one of his Republican colleagues just how much the SAVE Act would end up suppressing voter turnout. And the guy says, well, we thought it would be 12% down, but it's actually going to be 18%. Meaning that if the horrible SAVE Act were to actually pass, nearly 20% of the voters in America would not be able to vote anymore. And Mike Johnson says, oh, that's great for us then.
Turnout. Well, we thought it would be 12, but it looked like it might be 18%.
That'd be huge for us.
Once again, it's not about voting fraud, and it's never been about election integrity. It's always been about voter suppression because the Republicans know they are going to get absolutely fucking crushed in the midterms.
When people in power say things like that, how can you ignore it? And that's what we're doing. I feel like that's what we've been doing this entire freaking time, is hearing it, ignoring it. Hearing it, ignoring it. Because what can we do about it, right? It seems like our only choice is to vote. Vote them out. If you're going to listen to all this, then you need to take action on something. I need you to think about what he said. Right? Because you can't ignore it. Because it's not speculation. That's intent. Intent to stop you from voting. And the crazy thing is, when you hear it, you're like, well, that's all right. We'll vote them out. We'll vote them out. They're stopping you. They want to stop you from doing that because they know you will. They know they're wrong. They know it. And don't even get me started on Israel. We are not covering that this episode. But believe me, it's happening. And this is exactly why voting laws matter right now. There is legislation being discussed, like the SAVE Act, that would require stricter documentation to prove citizenship before voting. And on paper, that might sound really simple. But in reality, that impacts real people. Women who change their last name, people who don't have easy access to documents, communities that already face barriers. So when access becomes harder, that changes who gets to participate. Make sure you are covered. We need you. All of us. We all need you. Please pay attention to that. I promise I will be one of the loudest people out there talking about it. We're going to get you prepared. If you're unsure, we're going to get you prepared. I promise you that. And then we have the situation in Ohio. Reports of a bright object, an explosion, something falling from the sky. Early reports are calling it a meteor. And I heard you could hear that boom when it hit the ground. And scientifically, that can definitely happen. There are organizations that track these events, and fireball meteors can create loud booms and flashes that feel much bigger than they actually are. But when something happens and the information isn't immediately clear, and it's okay, so typically you would see a situation or hear of a situation that happened, and then you would have accounts of it. So like people that witnessed it, people that heard it, you're going to hear all that come out. But then you wouldn't really get like the professional information from whatever outlet or the White House or anything like that until they've had a chance to really do their research. But what's weird is nobody prepared anybody for that meteor. And don't we have scientists that do this stuff? Or was funding cut? I just want to know. How did we not know about it, right? Why wasn't it somewhere? And when it happened, why wasn't it immediately said that it was a meteor? Like, wow, that was quick. How did you know that? So, of course, different explanations start to circulate. People are going to ask questions, and they should. And I'm not here to tell you what it is. I don't know. I'm here to tell you to pay attention.
Okay, day 2 of the meteor that shook my house. I live in Northeast Ohio, and I was affected by the fake meteor. Fake news. That was not a fucking meteor. They reported on that so quickly when we didn't get... NASA never updated us. The weatherman never updated us to say that this was coming. That was a fucking missile. Yeah. And I just need to know how much longer we're going to be lied to. Timeline-wise. Like, just an update. Like, if you want to update me on anything, an update on the bullshit is what I want to know.
All right, this next one is very heavy. If you have kids in the car and you're listening to my podcast, please, maybe you should pause at this point. Here we go.
Today, the ranking member talked about Jane Doe 4, which is a known FBI investigation in which a minor who was an adult by the time the FBI interviewed her alleges that Donald Trump attempted to rape her, as well as Jeffrey Epstein. But in the estate files that were transmitted to the committee months ago, there was also evidence of a lawsuit and a restraining order against Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. I asked today the attorney in this deposition if these were two different individuals, and he could not confirm. I believe these are two different allegations involving two different minors. If that is indeed the case, that means that there is not just one allegation of rape of a minor by President Donald Trump. It means there is two in the existing Epstein files. And the continued unwillingness of the Department of Justice and the president to answer basic questions about this case are evidence of a continued cover-up. And there is nothing that the president has said or done or anything in these files that has exonerated him or shown that any law enforcement agent has exonerated him from culpability in either or both of those cases.
Stories like that should not be getting buried. You know, everybody has their theory of why we're at war and why everything is shock and awe right now. And a lot of people think it's because of Epstein and the files and the people that are in the files, and they're powerful people, and it shows connections to Israel. And it's just this deep dive of hell. Truly, that's how I see it. And I just don't know that there's anyone in America that truly believes that Trump is not involved. And if you don't think he's involved, what makes you think that? Why are you so sure he's not involved with his history? I mean, just look at his history. Now there's more evidence. Actually, I saw a post today that there was a check written. I don't know how much more evidence we need except for him to sit down and go, I did it. And he's never going to do that because he'd rather go to war. So, yeah, there's that. Now we have another victim, and they will play it down. You know that. They already are. And if my blood wasn't boiling enough, I've got another clip for you that really sent me spiraling. This one doesn't help.
My ideal voting system would be a one-family vote. So my husband and I would vote together. One household, one vote. Traditionally, like, the husband would ultimately decide. But again, like, I believe that a wife and husband should have the same political views, the same religious views. That's how the marriage works. That's how you're going to raise your kids a certain way. I don't think it's giving up your power. I think we're a little bit too obsessed with the words power and empowerment, having this tyranny over men or feeling like we're the exact same as men. And women don't really respect that polarity anymore. They don't understand that they're completely different and they're so uniquely made that they want to be exactly like men. They want to make the same decisions that men make in order to feel equal to them.
People like this will say, I don't think women should be allowed to vote, and then turn around and be like, we need to keep Sharia law out of our country. It's oppressive to women. She said, women are different. They are so unique. She's not including herself in there. We can be different, men and women, and then also be equal. In fact, it's kind of important.
Well, this is how it starts. With ideas, with normalization, with people slowly being convinced to give up their own voice. And if there's one thing I want you to take from today, it's you are not crazy for feeling unsettled. As soon as you look over here to find this news headline, you're already over here looking at this one. They do that on purpose. They want you overwhelmed. And this episode is not to make you overwhelmed. It's just to highlight some of the stories that are out there so maybe you can separate them from all the other noise that's happening. I think it's important that we hear a lot of what's happening because soon we won't be able to react on it. I feel it every single day when I go to work. I sit there, I do what I'm supposed to do, and then I come home and I'm like, what the hell is happening? It feels like we don't have enough time. And I don't come on here to fearmonger. I actually can't stand it when somebody stresses me out. Like, I already know, dude, don't be stressing me out. I don't have time for that. And I'm trying not to do that. But at the same time, I want there to be an urgency in what I'm saying. I need you to see what's in front of you and come to your own conclusions. If you want to be part of what we're building, go to linkedwestand.com. And at the top right, click Get Involved. Put your information in, it comes directly to me, because right now it's time to start coming together. We're going to need each other, and that's just the truth. We're just getting started, and I appreciate you more than you know. And I will see you next Tuesday so we can vent, bitch, and try to figure it out together.